Fantastic news, guys. Neera Tanden is out as Joe Biden's pick for OMB director. She is not being considered anymore. Up on the screen, I have her letter here. It's officially withdrawing herself from consideration because she can't get enough votes in the Senate. She needs to get at least 50 votes and, have Harris break the tie as VP, and she can't get the numbers, so she's pulling out. Now, she's saying she's doing it because she wants to allow Biden to focus on other things, but that's not really the case. They were fighting tooth and nail to get her in this job, and they failed to do it. And you can see Biden's response here via his press secretary. I have accepted Neera Tanden's request to withdraw her name. I have the utmost respect for her record of accomplishment, her experience, and her counsel, and I look forward to having her serve in a role in my administration. She will bring valuable perspective. But this is good. Look, guys, I've said this before as I've covered this story. It's significant because this is the first Biden pick that's actually failed, and it might be the only one. Most of his picks have actually sailed through pretty easily. 60, 70, 80, some of them with 90 plus votes, meaning really bipartisan consensus. But Neera Tanden just rankled people. And again, I think this was done largely for the wrong reasons, but it was the right thing to do. Again, I do not think it's necessarily fair that the primary reason Neera Tanden went down as a pick are because her tweets were mean. That's not fair, because lots of people have done and said awful things, and they've been confirmed. People in the Trump administration in particular. Some of the people that got confirmed in Donald Trump's cabinet and other Senate, confirmation level appointments were far worse than Neera Tanden, and I don't think anyone should be afraid to admit that. So, it is a bit of a double standard to say, on the one hand, her mean tweets disqualify her, but like Jeff Sessions, who was like super discriminatory against minorities, he's fine. He's respectable enough to be in the Trump cabinet. And, Manchin voted for Sessions, but wouldn't vote for Tanden. But again, guys, I think this is justice. She was a real enemy of the left. She was a real enemy of the left in the Democratic Party. She wasn't a left of center person. She wasn't a, respectable moderate. She was a bad faith attack dog against Bernie Sanders and other progressives. And her being in a Biden position that influential is spitting in the face of the left. It really is. It's an absolute spitting in the face of Bernie Sanders and all those people in the Bernie movement without who Biden would not have won. And again, there was reporting, a week ago now, that Bernie was not informed of this pick. Bernie Sanders would be the chairman of the budget committee if the Democrats had won the Senate at that point, because she was nominated in that in-between period when the Georgia runoffs hadn't happened. And Biden didn't call up Bernie. He just nominated Neera without telling him, even though Neera Tanden was probably crueler to Bernie than any other individual in the Senate, let alone U.S. politics, right? Like that's the reality here. She was deeply antagonistic to a key part of the Democratic coalition. And further to that, we've talked about all this. I don't need to rehash it all. But fundamentally, she busted unions. She busted unions in her role at the Center for American Progress. She wanted to steal the oil of Libyans instead of taxing the rich so that the United States could have a big, bloated military. Back in the early days of Obama and Biden, she supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and entitlement reform that made her sound more like a Republican than a quote-unquote progressive. She does not belong with any sort of power of this level, right? She doesn't. And it's good she's gone down because she was a distraction. Again, as I noted in a previous video, they were fighting harder for her than for the minimum wage. Fighting harder for the job of one woman over the basic necessities of dozens of millions of Americans. I hope the next pick is better. I assume they're going to sail through. But Neera, this is karma, my friend.